default set of Astria. This is the
That's
one
the
that players
default?
will be accustomed to from the get-go, and represents the leader, right?
Right.
For the Horkos.
Yep. So there are quite a lot of golden trims and ornamentations, and then the helmet design is a very much influenced by the Apollon, as you can see it. But it still has its own uniqueness. The main focus on this one is to give two complementary designs. Like it looks glorious, but at the same time it looks kind of corrupted, and it's attractive, also deadly, and also beautiful, but kind of dark. But I'm saying that there's two options, meaning as you can kind of see there's a small difference from the left to right. You see there's the hair's ornamentation on the head, and the other version has the one without it. There's a one version that there's a cape on it, and some player kind of wanted to see a character without the cape. And there's a light ornamentation on the shoulder that's also removed for one other option, so people can have different choices when they are actually choosing the variations.
So it's the same thing here. Now we're seeing two different variations of this same set, where again there's maybe some subtle differences, but I'm already noticing on the kind of the neck and around the neck area, there's obviously difference in details over here. The horns, or the antlers, I should say, on the right side, which are absolutely insane. But that's great, and that involves the choices for the players, correct?
Yep. And for the structure wise, it's a
Oh
bit
my
more
gosh, it
traditional
looks
way of,
amazing.
dressing
Look
or
at
wearing the
that.
armors. And slowly it's kind of going more towards the
It's like
fantastic
the crown.
of the visuals.
I see. This is really awesome.
And of course there are two different type of it's a very subtle on the changes, except the cape and the without the cape. But then at least the
Oh my goodness, boys
clear. That was the
and
main
girls.
goal
Look at that.
of creating these two different variations.
This one's really interesting.
Oh my!
Different pattern, and it almost looks like like friendly, but let's not forget that this is a Warmonger. So
yeah.
Far from
my
that.
gosh!
The full ride on the decoration, like the task was like, what if we give every place as much decoration as much as possible, and that's how it came out.
Now we're getting to something really.
The
really
white iron is going to look amazing.
Really
Yep.
Oh my gosh!
This one we're pushing a bit more fantasy. I don't know how it's kind of visible. That's always a question to a lot of players. It was kind of inspired by the movie Dracula, and there was nice, interesting lines on the muscle, and that was the reference on it.
Nice.
That looks amazing.
Now we're coming back to the same Astria.
Yeah.
And from there, moving into this one right here.
As for the helmet, this is one of my favorite too. It's inspired by the jousting knight. Technically, it was not possible for us to create it, but then there was a modification that we made it so it looks as much close as the realistic, not realistic, but then inspired by the jousting knight helmets.
Nice.
Oh my gosh!
Is absolutely insane.
Whoa!
This would be the final stage of the corruption. Even the helmet design is more fantastic, and it's almost unreal.
Yeah.
But this kind of design, really they exist.
That's a thumbnail right there.
Armor in medieval times. So it's not something just out of our context. Like on these sets, something that we wanted to bring was it's the level of I would say level of the corruptions. So slowly you kind of see there is the leathers and the fabric and the metal treatment. The corruption created there's some sort of worn out effects or the deformations, and the metals gets quite unique patterns. So you can kind of see it in the later variations, and the last variation that you saw it was the pick point of it.
Yes, and that's not all though. Now we're getting into the last and most legendary one. That's right. we've got the Apollon set.
Apollon set.
What can you tell us about this,
man.
and specifically how it relates to the Warmongers now?
Yes, well, we cannot say Warmongers without saying Apollon. So this is something that we had to give it to the players.
Incredible.
We wanted to give as the mint condition. Well, like it's not the
Oh
new,
my
new and the
gosh.
new. It's still kind of worn out and old, but then as original as possible. So there is a lot of like the rust and also something that's extra that it's applied here is, as you can see, you will be able to see the one without the cape version of it as well. So that's quite interesting.
All these different variations are
experience.
amazing.
And also there's
They've really never done this
shoulder
before.
pad, the big one. There's an asymmetric version, and then now it's kind of as a variation. You can have a two big shoulder pad.
Nice.
On both sides.
So the legacy of Apollon still lives on through that.
Still lives
set.
on.
And then there's variations over above on the set. So
my
let's take a look
gosh.
here. This is so sick. Shiny Apollon.
Oh,
unreal.
I'm gonna.
Well, since we wanted to get the armor as it is from the previous one.
White iron is gonna look crazy.
Limited for.
Oh my gosh.
So for the variation, we opened up more possibility for players to apply more alternative materials.
Unreal. I really like this one. And again, it still keeps to the core.
That Mohawk looks amazing.
And it's different than the Warmonger set. You can really distinguish both, and that's really cool.
Exactly. And with the interesting ornaments on top of it. So
yeah. Unreal.
That's amazing. You got to show white iron. One of my favorite materials.
So are you a cape guy?
Yes.
A cape guy? I'm a cape guy. I'd love
Yeah, I love capes.
Cape.
I'm wearing a cape right now. That's how much I love them.
You don't need to anymore.
To choose the one without it.
Larissa, you a cape girl?
You know, it's hard to say because I watched a movie where it shows you how capes can hinder your hero activity.
The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Capes are cool. I love capes. Look at that! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, well, as a design wise, Astria kind of added
extra
effort to make this armors.
Oh, look at her claws!
So this is another one that.
Oh my goodness!
More engravings.
So clean.
Yep.
I love it.
Insane fashion, high tier, high fashion. I love it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I hope we get to see more cosplays because I know that we had a few really good Apollon cosplays.
It's
Astria being in game.
The variations now. It's gonna be insane.
I really hope.
I wonder which one will be chosen.
Yeah.
Yes. And more variation will come in on next season.
Nice.
After
so it's a new armor.
It's a pro teaser. That's awesome. Okay, well that's
well done.
Look at all of the sets right now of the Warmonger. Again, we have the duality of the Astria being represented, but also Apollon and her legacy living on through those variations. So that's super interesting. How about we go into the weapons of this character that will be complementing this as I'm sorry.
You have to put this. You have to put this at the end. Yep. Now Warmonger's great sword, Flamberge. Zweihan.
Oh, Zweihan. I can't pronounce it, but I know what you're talking about.
Hang on. Let me get this for you guys as you guys take a look. Hang on.
I think.
Alright, boys. Now we're on to the weapon sets. Oh my goodness.
It's like Zweihandler.
Zwei
Z-W-E-I.
Yep.
Yeah.
What? Google has failed me? Is that what you're telling me right now? Okay, alright.
Well, getting back to the Warmonger's blade. So this one's Warmonger's blade introduces a bit slow transition of color, not the color, culture evolutions.
Oh my gosh.
And also, like the culture will mix by using very traditional knight hilt and the blade part that is strongly influenced by Eastern culture. I mean, the Flamberge also has this wavy blade, but then there was a very interesting one that I found it from. I think its name is a Kreese. It's a dagger, but then the wave is even more extreme, and it kind of looks like a snake.
And this
That's
one here
the-
with the black swan at the top, right? One of the symbols that you weren't able to describe at the top of the show, but that we talked about with Elise. But
Yeah, exactly.
unreal.
Yeah. So as you can see it, like one of the unique intention for all this weapon set is it's to attract others because as you can see, there's a lot of ornamentation, a lot of nice stuff happening. But also it's of course to kill when the persuasion didn't work.
Doesn't work. So you're
Yeah.
saying that this is like a way for the warmongers to draw people to their
Oh my
cause
goodness.
in terms of the order of Horkos and what they believe in by kind of showing off their wealth and their style and all of that stuff.
Exactly, to get
Very
the
interesting.
attention of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's as you saw it, like pretty much most of them, but then the Black Swan represent it's there's a sleek and elegant type of visual. At the same time, it contains this dark, mysterious, and deadly feeling.
Mm.
The weapon itself has two purpose, like persuasion and kill.
And killing, yeah. That's I feel like killing is at the basis of every weapon, but this one's absolutely phenomenal. I'm personally a big fan of this type of stuff.
I
It's like, very
love
unique in terms of the design.
Fashion. Oh my gosh,
Different
fashion.
colors that
It's a huge part of
It's so
For Honor.
shiny.
Oh,
and pretty.
I really like this
oh
one.
my gosh. Yeah, this one's crazy.
Because they look like
Oh, with the
thorns with the
rose.
vines.
Oh,
Unreal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go tell my mom how amazing this fashion is. And it just got better.
JK, this one's my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait, this was weird.
Wow.
As you can see, there will be a lot of it's kind of there's ambiguity between good and evil with these
That looks amazing.
people can easily
It keeps getting better. What is it doing?
and you don't really
Each
kind of read
each weapon's getting better.
what's behind it.
Oh my gosh. Look at that hilt. Wow. This is crazy.
There are a lot of figurative elements in these weapons. Like Black Swan was one of them. Snake, which meant as the wisdom and the evil. There is some roses. Rose meant as a beauty and the trap.
We're gonna push for a high rep with her.
Bottom, so
That's
was a really fun
insane.
one. And again, the Chengdu team did an amazing job.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's
kudos to them.
well done.
Really, really beautiful. And this is a look at the full collection for the Warmongers again. Just so many different options for everyone. And, we mentioned this at the top of the show, and this is what we'll take a look at.